In order to escape reincarnation, the Egyptians are telling us through symbolism. This was not meant to be taken literally, nor was this a real person. It's all symbolism. Today, we use symbols such as letters to create words. These symbols we use are to represent sound vibrations we make with our mouth. However, the ancients were the opposite. They used different symbols to represent different thought forms and different levels of consciousness and various aspects of life. Here we see Anubis. Anubis is the ancient Egyptian god of the dead. Now, he was not a real god, but he represents death, an aspect of life that we will go through. Anubis depicted with these scales. On the left we have a heart, on the right we have a feather, and these scales are equal, they are balanced. This is an instruction for when we die, because consciousness is for eternal. Because consciousness is eternal. Our physical body is mortal. So the instructions are telling us to make our heart to be as light as a feather. Our heart represents our consciousness, our soul. Most people die with a very heavy consciousness. Their mind, their emotions are still attached to worldly things. They still desire money, fame while they die. And when we die in this state, our consciousness is very heavy, still having many attachments to our heart, which is the reason why many people reincarnate. Because in order to pass on to the afterlife, to the astral plane, and to ascend to higher realms of the astral, you have to give up the worldly pleasures of the physical material world. Because in that plane, you cannot fulfill your physical desires, and you will suffer if you cannot fulfill them. And you'll end up reincarnating back to the physical plane. So in order to ascend, your consciousness needs to be as light as a feather. Just like the Emerald Tablets of Thoth tell you, each soul is weighed as to its light. If found heavy, it must return to the lessons of the earth. If found light, it passes into freedom. The freedom is the astral plane, where you can think and manifest anything at the click of a finger. Whatever you think, you manifest. It's the plane of imagination, that screen in your mind. Your imagination is your biggest tool for when you die. You can use the moon to your advantage. A full moon is very powerful. The moon is your subconscious mind, and your subconscious creates reality. For example, you don't post on social media to share with friends. Your actions of posting are coming from a subconscious force of seeking validation. Your actions come from hidden motives in your subconscious. So now imagine you reprogrammed your mind to seek success and growth. Imagine how powerful your forces of actions will become. Your action will be derived for growth and success. And that's the power of reprogramming your mind. On a full moon, your subconscious mind is wide open. The ancients used to fast on a full moon because doing anything addictive on this day can easily become a habit. Use the full moon to do affirmations and feel your desired reality as if it already exists. This is the best time to change your mind and to reconstruct your reality. You always see the checkerboard floor in music videos. To understand symbolism, you need to understand consciousness. Freemasonic symbolism is how to gain enlightenment. This symbol is called the Freemasonic Royal Arch, consisting of a left pillar, the masculine sun. This represents our physical actions, our left logical brain, and the right pillar with the moon, the feminine pillar. This represents the darkness. The moon is in the night, which represents what we cannot see, which is our internal world of thoughts, emotions, and consciousness. It represents the right brain also. In order to achieve enlightenment, you must rise above division, the black and white checkerboard, internal division, where your actions, left pillar, do not align with your internal guidance system, because emotions guide us through this life. They tell you what is right and what is wrong. When your consciousness is divided and not singular, you have internal contradiction. Your emotions are telling you to study, but your actions are scrolling on TikTok. That's the division, the internal chaos. This is when you are weak and your mind is useless and you're being moved by the chess master. This is a chessboard, because the chess master has higher awareness, the elites. They understand how consciousness functions. So to unify the left pillar with the right, we must act with our physical body what our emotions are telling is right all the time. And this combines and builds a bridge from the left and the right, combining the left brain and the right brain. The internal internal world with the external world, and you gain light, higher understanding. The all-seeing eye is an eye. Your physical eye requires light to perceive things in the world, but the single eye represents the mind, and the mind requires light, which is knowledge, to perceive the world correctly. And you can't understand yourself if you are left hemisphere dominated or right hemisphere dominated and stuck in this division. You can't understand consciousness when your perception of the world is in this chaotic state. Your soul guides you through emotion, and it's guiding you towards your life purpose and awakening. You need to align the action, the masculine, with the internal emotional guidance, and you sync the two, gaining higher awareness, which is what enlightenment is.
Ever wondered why your middle finger's considered swearing? There's a hidden element that they've hid from you called ether. 5 points on the body, 5 elements. 5 fingers, 5 elements. They demonized your middle finger because it's ether. But what exactly is the ether? Ether is like the blueprint to all physical creation. They covered up the ether by calling it dark matter. It's where all energy comes from and returns back to. Think of it as an eternal water of life feeding everything with energy. Yes, the ether can provide free 0-point energy, but that is not the biggest secret. The biggest secret about the ether is that our minds can manifest whatever we project into it into a reality. This is what the Matrix is showing you with these codes. You can change the codes to reality by changing your inner consciousness. The ether acts as a barrier from the imagination plane astral into the physical plane. Just look at the words that we use. Together. Ether. There's so much more that goes into this. Make sure to follow me. Reality bends to the shape of your mind. The world isn't fixed. It moves according to your thoughts. Every belief you hold, every vision you water becomes the path that you walk. A man who only sees obstacles becomes a prisoner of his own mind. But the one who sees possibility becomes the architect of their destiny. True wealth is contentment with little, not because the world is lacking, but because a mind that needs less is free to create more. Religion was made as a construct to keep your mind imprisoned, to give your power to an external deity. Change your mind and you transform your world. You are not the body, you are not your thoughts, and you are not your emotions. You are the I am, the observer of your thoughts, emotions, and your 5 senses. Don't get lost in this world. Your favorite car won't make you happy, and endless money will never save you. They'll make you happy for a short period, but after that you'll return back to your normal state of consciousness. This is because nothing can satisfy your soul, the I within you, because you are not from this physical earth. Nothing in this earth will make you happy. Most people are slaves to these 5 senses, chasing external validation and external happiness. True happiness comes from within. When you die, the only thing you can take is your knowledge. You won't be able to take your money, your house, or your family. Go within yourself, study yourself. Meditate, transcend your human identity, and connect with the person beyond your thoughts. And you will find out that you are the very spark of God. You ever wondered why if you minus all of the numbers on a clock, it adds up to 6? Well, here's why. 6 is the number of time, space, and matter. 60 minutes in an hour, 60 seconds in a minute, and 24 hours in a day. 2 plus 4 equals 6. That's 666. The cube has 6 sides, and this is the geometric shape that gives rise to physical matter. 666 is 3 sixes. 3 represents thought, emotion, action. These are the 3 aspects of creation. 666 is the beast. You are the beast when your thought, emotion, action is only going towards your physical reality, cutting you off from your spirituality, and then you become the beast. That's why 666 is 3 sixes. Now you know why you see 666 absolutely everywhere. It symbolizes worshipping this physical plane. This physical plane is governed by the god of time, and time is governed by Father Saturn. Are the devil. The devil is red. Red is the lowest vibrational color. When you're angry, you turn red. Represents chaotic and intense emotions. That's why the devil is a goat. The goat is a ground animal. The angel is a bird, an air animal. Lower self, higher self, the ground and the air. God and the devil are aspects of your mind because the universe is a mental universe. The only thing that exists is your mind. The devil is a symbol which represents an aspect of your psyche, destructive thoughts, emotional chaos, and dwelling in the lower aspect of your body, thinking about survival, sex, food, and power. You can't sell your soul to the devil. When you hurt someone, you feel it in your your heart you've done something wrong. Soul tells you what is right and wrong. A child is not born racist or violent. It's pure unconditional love. You sell your soul by going against this guidance, exchanging money or material things to go against this unconditional love, gaining material wealth, knowing you're doing something wrong. The universe is a mental construct. Everything exists in the mind. Satan, the devil, are just allegories, aspects of your consciousness. Why is it the Egyptians had so much rabbit symbolism? We even see a rabbit figure on the moon. The moon represents our subconscious mind. The sun represents our conscious awareness. The subconscious tells your heart to beat, your lungs to breathe, and controls every system in your body without you being aware. The subconscious knows everything about you and the universe. The ancient Mayans depicted the rabbit inside the moon. Rabbits are always symbolized with the moon. Rabbits dig holes into the unknown, the darkness. The ancients depicted rabbits because it's symbolic of spiritually awakened people who enter their subconscious mind and explore deeper layers of their consciousness. Just like rabbits enter the void, you can enter the void, which is your subconscious mind. You do this by putting yourself in a trance. Wear a pair of headphones and place one frequency in this ear and a different frequency in the other ear. Place all of your attention on one sound of that frequency. If you do this long enough, you'll be in a sleepy trance. You know when you're just about to fall asleep and you're half in, half out? You're dwelling between the conscious and the subconscious mind. And if you can stay in this midpoint, this is the state where you can gain mystical experiences and unlock deeper layers of your consciousness, out-of-body experiences, and lucid dreams. The rabbit represents the explorer of consciousness. Religions were made to hide the truth about yourself. Jesus never said he would return physically. He said that the Christ would return. And the Christ is a state of consciousness. But what is Christ consciousness? Christ consciousness is when you have full control. You're not controlled by your thoughts or emotional impulses. Your mind is aligned with higher principles, morals, and your higher self. You no longer desire the worldly physical pleasures. You gain pleasure from higher understanding of yourself and knowledge. And you're navigating your life through your compass. Your heart is a guidance system. Every thought you think is being judged emotionally by the heart. And the emotion you gain off the thought is what tells you what is right and wrong. This is why we say follow your heart. Every time you go against your heart's internal guidance, you destroy your electromagnetic field, which literally ages your body. This is the true return of Christ. It resembles a time in the future when everyone is following the guidance of their intuition and their heart, and their mind is aligned with higher principles. You can wait your whole life for Jesus. He's not going to return. Isaac Newton brainwashed the masses to make you believe you are a human being inside of a universe, conditioning you to believe the world exists outside you. What you touch is electrical impulses through your nervous system and decoded by your brain. What you see is an image produced by your visual cortex in the brain. What you hear is vibration decoded by your brain. See, your brain is a quantum supercomputer. Your consciousness is downloaded into the brain to experience a temporary reality. This reality is for the immortal within you to have fun and experience. In a universe, nothing is separate from you. You are the universe experiencing itself. God is oneness, seeking to know itself through infinite life forms. You are a fallen angel, a fallen angle of light, a fallen angle of God. Did you know you are a victim of witchcraft? When you were younger, you were led to believe this piece of paper is called money. But this piece of paper is just a piece of paper. It's the belief in your subconscious mind that gives power to the piece of paper. You believing this piece of paper has value has controlled your actions your whole life. This belief has subconsciously controlled your whole life, taking over your actions, your thoughts, and emotions, all to chase this piece of paper, which actually has no value. It's just the belief that gives it power. And that is what the spell is. The spell is a belief that you install into your mind that subconsciously controls you without you even knowing. However, this is happening on a collective scale. The whole world is under the belief that this piece of paper is worth £10. Which means if you remove the program of that belief, you will still be governed by the collective belief system. So this spell is not a personal spell, it's a collective spell on the collective minds. Until the collective wakes up one day and decides that this piece of paper holds no value, we will continue to be controlled by this piece of paper, which is actually just a belief. Spells are not some things cast with wands, they're beliefs that secretly control you without you knowing. Why is it Taylor Swift has so much snake symbolism inside of her videos? We see this in Egypt. Snakes shed their skin. They represent transformation. Kundalini is a snake because it transforms sexual energy to the brain. The snake transforms Adam and Eve's consciousness to know good and evil. The pharaoh wears a snake on the head to represent transformation of the mind because the head is where the mind is. This is called mental alchemy, transforming a chaotic mind to a powerful mind, transforming your belief system of doubt, lack and fear, which obstructs the creative power of the mind, to a belief system aligned with truth, possibility and higher purpose, which transmutes the mind to a powerful tool to create something. The snake represents self-transformation. This was the ancient wisdom before religions. We are all part of an infinite consciousness expressed in different life forms. We are all God. To know and understand God, we have to transform our consciousness to align with the God consciousness. You do this by mastering your mind and becoming a conscious creator, and transforming your mind and your lower animal urges.